Have you ever wondered why, even though you eat and sleep well and try to maintain a healthy lifestyle, you still wake up each morning feeling more tired, less mentally sharp, and notice that the connection with your spouse seems to be fading? According to a report from the United States National Institute on Aging, over 60% of men over the age of 60 are experiencing a decline in vitality, chronic fatigue, or hormonal imbalance without knowing where the real cause lies. What's more concerning is that nearly half of them take vitamins daily, but they are using the wrong type, the wrong way, or at the wrong time. As a result, not only do they see no benefits, but it can sometimes have the opposite effect on male health. In today's video, I will share with you the 3 most important vitamins that help your body naturally restore energy, support hormone balance, and maintain vitality in later life. These are not medications, and they are not complicated therapies. They are simply small steps you can begin tomorrow morning with your breakfast. If you care about male health after the age of 60, don't forget to follow the channel. The next part of this content might change how you take your vitamins each morning. Type 1 if you find this helpful, or 0 if it doesn't feel right for you. Every comment is truly appreciated. The first vitamin, vitamin D. Unlocking the flow of vitality. I still remember the first time I met Paul, a 67-year-old man from Ohio. His eyes were still bright and his posture remained strong, but his voice was slow and filled with reflection. He told me that he still wanted to maintain intimacy with his partner, but his body no longer seemed to cooperate the way it used to. It had no obvious health problems. All at a nutritious diet, and still walked every morning, yet the feeling of excitement, initiative, and overall vitality had gradually faded from him in a quiet, subtle way. He once thought it was just part of aging. But the truth was much simpler. He was simply lacking one nutrient that his body used to produce with ease. When he was younger, that nutrient was vitamin D, often known as the sunshine vitamin. This vitamin does more than just strengthen bones. As many believe, it plays a vital role in widening blood vessels, stimulating circulation, and delivering oxygen-rich blood throughout the body, including to areas involved in hormone function and male vitality in older adults. When vitamin D levels drop, blood flow also slows, energy decreases, fatigue sets in, and the sense of full body vitality becomes less noticeable. According to the National Institutes of Health, NIH, over 40% of people over the age of 60 have a vitamin D deficiency without realizing it. Because the symptoms often appear subtly, such as light sleep, slow recovery after physical activity, or feeling cold even in warm weather. More importantly, when vitamin D is low, the body also produces less nitric oxide, a molecule essential for blood vessels to expand at the right time and in the right place. This not only affects overall circulation, but also prevents sensitive areas of the body from receiving the blood flow they need to maintain a natural sense of energy and responsiveness in men. The good news is that the solution is much simpler and gentler than many people think. Spending just 15 to 20 minutes each morning in natural sunlight especially before 9 a.m., can help your body naturally produce a significant amount of vitamin D without the need for medication. In addition, you can support your vitamin D levels by eating familiar foods like salmon, sardines, or vitamin D fortified milk, or by taking a vitamin D3 supplement. This form is easier for the body to absorb compared to synthetic D2, which is often found in cheaper products. For Paul, just 3 weeks of daily morning sunlight combined with eating salmon twice a week and taking 1,000 international units of D3 each morning helped him feel a renewed energy flowing through his body. He walked faster, felt more relaxed, and, most importantly, felt like himself again, regaining control of his body in a natural and stress-free way without relying on medication. I've met hundreds of people just like Paul. They didn't need to change their entire diet or exercise intensely. They just needed to understand the true role of vitamin D. Use the correct dose at the right time and stay consistent. That alone was enough to help blood vessels relax, restore the body's circulation, and bring back energy like a machine that finally runs smoothly again after years of slowing down. But here's something important to remember. As vital as vitamin D is, it's only one piece of the puzzle. Because even if blood flows well, if your body doesn't have enough energy to convert, to move, and to support natural daily functions, then improvements will remain only in theory. That's why the next common question people ask is, why do I still feel tired and low in energy, even with good circulation, restful sleep, and a balanced diet? The answer may lie in the second nutrient I'm about to share with you, one that determines your body's ability to produce and use energy effectively after the age of 60. The second vitamin, vitamin B12, awakening morning energy. One thing I often hear from many men over the age of 60 is a lingering feeling of fatigue even after getting plenty of rest. They sleep 7 to 8 hours a night, eat 3 meals on time, yet still wake up each morning feeling as if they had spent the night without sleep. Their day drifts by in a state of mental fog, poor concentration, and a tendency to give up easily. This is not necessarily a sign of illness, but it is often a classic symptom of vitamin B12 deficiency, a nutrient that's rarely mentioned in everyday health conversations but plays an essential role in the body's energy production. I recall Robert, a 72-year-old retired firefighter from Florida. He came to the clinic with a weary smile and tired eyes. He told me, "Doctor, I still eat 3 full meals and sleep through the night without waking up, but I don't know why I always feel sluggish, mentally cloudy, and lacking vitality. When I try to be close to my wife, I don't feel like myself anymore." In fact, what Robert was going through is very common, especially among older men. As we age, our bodies become less efficient at absorbing B12 from food. So even if you continue to eat eggs, drink milk, or consume red meat, the amount of vitamin B12 your body actually absorbs is far lower than that of a younger person. This directly affects the nervous system, alertness, and the ability to convert food into usable energy. Without enough B12, even with proper nutrition, your body may not be able to convert fuel into energy, like having a full tank. But an engine that won't start, vitamin B12 also helps produce red blood cells, which carry oxygen throughout the body, including the brain, heart, muscles, and areas related to male function. Mild anemia caused by a lack of B12 is a hidden reason why many people feel weak, dizzy, or experience numbness in their hands or feet after sitting too long. More importantly, prolonged B12 deficiency can lead to memory decline, irritability, loss of motivation, and emotional distance in relationships. Fortunately, the solution is not difficult. First, it's important to choose the right form of vitamin B12 for older adults. Many low-cost supplements contain cyanocobalamin, a form that's harder for older bodies to convert. Instead, look for methylcobalamin, the biologically active form that's more easily absorbed. If your body is already struggling to absorb B12 from food, then taking a daily supplement or sublingual tablet containing methylcobalamin each morning is worth considering. In Robert's case, after just 4 weeks of taking the correct form of B12 regularly, combined with a breakfast that included plant-based protein like eggs and Greek yogurt, and drinking plenty of water. After waking up, he felt like a new person. He was more alert, more active, and most importantly, he felt like a responsible man again, fully present with his family. He shared that before there were afternoons when he just sat looking out the window without the motivation to even stand up. But now he could play a light game of catch with his grandson, water the plants, or read until late without strain. This transformation didn't come from medicine or expensive treatments. It simply came from giving the body the right nutrient. It was missing. Vitamin B12 is the key to awakening alertness, vitality, and focus that older men so often overlook. The most important thing I always emphasize is consistency. It's not about taking it today and forgetting for the next few days. After age 60, the body needs a stable daily rhythm to restore its slower functions. All it takes is starting with 1 B12 tablet each morning. Within a week, you may find yourself with enough energy to return to the little things that once seemed out of reach, but mean so much, like pushing your bike out of the gate or reaching out to hug your grandchild when they call out grandpa. And once your energy is awakened, the next step is maintaining hormonal balance and protecting your body from inflammation and aging. That is when your body needs a powerful antioxidant to keep your blood vessels healthy, protect the prostate, and support lasting vitality. The third vitamin, vitamin E, the protective wall for hormones and vitality in older men. James was a 70-year-old retired pilot living in suburban California. He stood tall, held sharp ice, and still carried the discipline of a military man. He exercised every morning, ate a balanced diet, did not smoke, and rarely missed a health checkup. Yet, during that consultation, he sat silently for a long while before finally speaking. "Doctor," he said, "I do everything by the book, but lately I feel like I'm not myself anymore. My spirit feels low, and I've lost interest in things that used to excite me. My body feels fine, but deep down, I feel like something is missing." That comment might seem ordinary, but it reflects a deeper issue that many older men face: the quiet decline in hormonal function due to a lack of vitamin E. This is not just a beauty supplement for skin. As many believe, in reality, vitamin E is a powerful natural antioxidant that helps protect blood vessels, endocrine glands, and male-specific organs from chronic inflammation. After age 60, the body begins to accumulate tiny damages caused by free radicals. This leads to reduced elasticity in blood vessels, weaker circulation, and a steady decline in natural hormone production. As a result, many men appear healthy on the outside but feel a loss of vitality, emotional connection, and motivation within. According to a study published in the Journal of Urology, vitamin E not only helps maintain vascular flexibility, but also contributes to the regulation of natural testosterone, thereby supporting male function in a more sustainable way. This is crucial for older men, especially since many modern supplements or medications offer only short-term effects without building a solid foundation from within. What I often observe in patients is that they rarely realize they are deficient in vitamin E because the symptoms are often vague: light sleep, forgetfulness, impatience, cold hands and feet, even in warm weather, or a slow recovery after physical activity. With James, we began by introducing natural food sources of vitamin E. He started using 1 tablespoon of extra virgin olive oil on his lunch salad, added sunflower seeds and almonds to his daily routine, and occasionally switched to lightly sauteed spinach or fresh spinach juice. These are all natural sources of vitamin E, rich in bioavailability, and with minimal side effects. After just 6 weeks, he returned with a brighter look in his eyes and said he was not only sleeping better, but also feeling more inspired. He no longer woke up groggy in the morning, enjoyed playing with his grandkids, and felt a more positive mood throughout the day. He said something I'll never forget: "I don't need to be 30 again. I just want to live fully as a 70-year-old man with strength still inside me. That, for me, is enough." And he knew it was vitamin E that had silently supported him in this journey. One important note when supplementing with vitamin E is to choose the natural form that includes the full spectrum of tocopherols, rather than the cheaper synthetic versions that only contain a single type. Also, because vitamin E is fat soluble and can be stored in the body, it's important not to exceed the recommended amount. Just a modest daily intake through food or a small supplement is enough for the body to absorb and use effectively. The most remarkable thing about vitamin E is its ability to support both circulation and hormonal balance at the same time. This helps maintain a sense of health, authenticity, and emotional connection, especially during times when many people mistakenly assume that what they're experiencing is simply due to aging, when in fact, it may just be the result of missing the right nutrients. Now that you understand the role of the 3 key vitamins D, B12, and E, you might be asking whether taking each one separately is enough, or whether combining them could produce greater results without overlap or excess. That is where the concept of synergy comes in, where each vitamin not only has its own function, but also works together to form a powerful cycle of energy and renewal. Walter was a 68-year-old retired sports coach. He had maintained a consistent routine of physical exercise, ate well, and was confident that he was in excellent health. But recently, he began to feel as though his body was missing a spark. He didn't move with the same agility he once had. He first tried supplementing with vitamin D after hearing it was good for bones sometime later. He added vitamin B12 because he often felt tired. And finally, after I shared with him the role of vitamin E, he began including it in his lunch every day. Interestingly, each vitamin on its own brought small individual improvements, but it wasn't until he combined all three consistently and at the proper dosage that everything began to change significantly. He described the sensation as if his body had been fitted with a new engine, stronger, more responsive, and somehow aligned both physically and mentally. The interaction among these three vitamins created a powerful synergistic effect. Vitamin D helps expand blood vessels and improve circulation. Vitamin B12 increases red blood cell production, delivering oxygen throughout the body. And vitamin E protects the vascular system, supports endocrine glands, and fights silent inflammation. These three nutrients work together like a central system revolving around circulation, energy, and hormonal balance. What I like to call the vitality triangle. It is this combination that helps the body stay alert, feel stronger, recover more easily, and regain a sense of inspiration in daily life. Gerald is now 74 years old. He is a meticulous man who never skips a meal, carefully reads every line on supplement labels, and makes a daily effort to maintain his health by taking vitamins. Yet, during our consultation, he brought in a bag full of supplement bottles and asked me, why do I still feel tired, mentally foggy, and unchanged? Even though I take everything, I looked at the list of what he was using and immediately saw the problem. This is one of the most common mistakes among older adults: choosing the wrong form, using the wrong dosage, and taking vitamins inconsistently. Many people believe that simply taking vitamins is enough, but in reality, the body's ability to absorb nutrients declines significantly after the age of 60. For example, vitamin D comes in two forms. D3 is much more efficiently absorbed by the body than D2, which is less active. Similarly, the B12 form, known as cyanocobalamin, is harder to process in older adults, whereas the active form, methylcobalamin, is far easier for the body to use. Vitamin E also needs to include the full spectrum of natural tocopherols, not just a single synthetic variant. Beyond that, if you're inconsistent taking it one day, skipping the next, or only remembering when you're feeling unwell, the benefits cannot be maintained steadily. Gerald adjusted all three factors, and after just 1 month, he felt like himself again. He slept more deeply, thought more clearly, and most importantly, regained that sense of energy and vitality he thought was lost for good. Frank is now 66 years old. He spent nearly 40 years as a dedicated carpenter. He doesn't suffer from any serious chronic illness, but recently he began to notice his body was no longer as agile as before. He started waking up late, moving more slowly, and most importantly, often felt a lack of energy in his mood. When I asked him what he wanted most at this stage in life, He simply said, "I just want each day to pass gently. I want enough strength to tend my garden, play with my grandkids, and still feel like someone useful in the family." We didn't begin with big changes. Instead, we rebuilt a gentle and consistent morning rhythm. He was instructed to take one B12 tablet right after waking up, along with a full glass of water. Then he would have a light, protein-rich breakfast like a boiled egg or Greek yogurt. After that, he spent 15 minutes walking under the soft morning sun. On cloudy days, he would use sublingual vitamin D3 during breakfast. At lunchtime, he added a tablespoon of olive oil to his vegetables and ate a small handful of almonds or sunflower seeds. There were no drastic changes. But after just a few weeks, Frank began waking up earlier, feeling more alert, and told me he felt like he had regained control over a very important part of his life, something he hadn't even realized he had lost. You've just walked with me through a journey that may seem simple on the surface, but in truth, it forms a powerful foundation for hormonal and physical wellness in older men. We explored 3 essential vitamins that help restore circulation, boost energy, and stabilize hormones. Many people over the age of 60 believe that declining vitality is something they must accept, but the truth is, your body is still waiting to be supported the right way. Vitamin D helps blood vessels relax and encourages circulation throughout the body, especially to areas linked to feeling strong and active. Vitamin B12 supports energy metabolism, clears mental fog, sharpens memory, and reduces persistent fatigue. And vitamin E serves as a silent shield, protecting against chronic inflammation, supporting the endocrine system, and promoting mood stability. What matters most isn't the names of the vitamins, but how you build them into your everyday routine. You don't need to take large doses or completely change your diet. You just need to drink enough water in the morning, eat a balanced breakfast, and consistently add the right nutrients. Even one small daily change, like a 15-minute outdoor walk or adding olive oil to your lunch salad, can be the first step toward helping your body rediscover its natural, steady rhythm. If you found today's content helpful, be sure to subscribe to the channel so you don't miss future videos. We'll continue to share practical tips on nutrition, exercise, and herbal remedies that support hormonal and urinary health in later years. And if you've tried any of the vitamins we mentioned today, please share your experience in the comments below. Your story might be the one that helps someone else feel like themselves again. Thank you for staying with me through to the end of today's video.